What an absolute pleasure and honor, Barry Paul, the owner of the exceptional brand powered by eXp, with my new Georgian best friend. Without going into all the details and all the specifics, a massive welcome to LeAnne Weathers. LeAnne, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for offering to talk to me. I appreciate you.
I think the whole world wants to talk to you, but I appreciate the kind words. I mean, in a nutshell, Leanne, can you, especially the last 2 years specifically, can you just give a little bit of a history and a highlight of what you've done, not only throughout the state of Georgia, but in real estate, just from where it was to where it has been, because it's nothing short of remarkable.
Yeah. So, about 2 years ago, Samantha, who is my business partner and bestie, we decided that we wanted to do real estate a little bit different. We are exclusively in really small towns in rural Georgia. And so we decided that, hey, we think that real estate can look different. And so we made HRP Realty, which stands for Honest Real Estate Professionals. And we decided to build something in our eyes, in our model. And it was great and it was awesome. We grew really quickly. We grew to 160 plus agents within 2 years. We were very we loved it. We absolutely loved what we built. We take really good care of our agents. We love them. They always come first for us. And that was something that we felt was kind of missing in the real estate world. And so that's one of the main reasons we made HRP Realty, is just because we wanted to serve them more and serve them better at a higher plane than we were with some of the other brokerages and things like that around here.
Which is an incredible vision, an incredible mission statement, but kind of the leadership and then the application behind it, which takes it to a whole new level. And then where we are now, in September of 2025, you have, I guess, looked to where business is and where it's going. Then you obviously have some very big news with you and all your partners. Do you want to kind of elaborate on that, what the decision was and what that looked like?
Yeah. So we were like, okay, real estate is changing, right? And so we want to always be changing with the times. We want to make sure that our agents have everything that they need at their disposal to always make more money year after year. That has always been a big thing to us. Splits and caps and things like that, those are great. And those are things that people need to look for and research. But for me, it's always been about, if you made $30,000 this year, I want you to make $60,000 the next year and $100,000 the next year. And so we knew with being an independent brokerage that we just, honestly and truly, it takes a lot of money to be an independent brokerage. You have to join a lot of MLSs, there are boards, there's accountants, there's attorneys, there's E&O insurance, there's all these things on the back end that a lot of people don't understand or they don't get, and that's fine. It's not for an agent to understand. However, if you understand the back side of it, then it makes what we are doing, it makes more sense. And so Samantha and I sat down and we were like, okay, how are we going to take care of our agents? Main priority. What do we do? So we started looking at platforms, and Samantha was like, go find something. And so I was like, okay. So I met with everyone who I would consider big players in the real estate space and just said, hey, what is it that you can offer my agents that we're not offering? And how do we set them up? Because no one wants to be selling real estate when they're 75 years old. I mean, if you do, that's great. But I don't know that a lot of people do. And so we really wanted to set them up for success. So, how do we do that? And so we found the eXp platform. And I know a lot of people think eXp is a real estate company. It is a real estate company, but eXp is also a platform that you can put an individual brokerage into and continue to grow that individual brokerage or organization. So if you have a team, same thing. If you're an individual agent, you can use this platform to continue to build your brand. And so that's why we decided to partner with eXp Realty, because it offered all of the things our agents needed. We needed events, we needed more classes, we needed leads programs, we needed rev share and stock options to give them other avenues to make money other than just selling real estate. Healthcare was a big one. We had agents all the time. I'm a big proponent for, if you're sick, you should be able to go to the doctor. That's just, you should. And so let us find a way to be able to bring that to you through real estate. And how do we do that? So that's why we were so excited when we met you guys and got to talking and joined the eXp Realty family.
And welcome to the eXp Realty family, by the way.
Thank you.
It honestly sounds like a perfect alignment. One thing, as an old man here of 7 years with eXp, I am the customer, right? As a licensed real estate agent, I am the client of eXp. And in my experience in the industry, I've not found that very often. And it is particularly refreshing because the whole reason of why you've created an incredible community, let alone a real estate brokerage and team, is because you were looking to fill the exact same void, which is really, really refreshing.
Yeah, we were looking to fill that void in smaller towns. You go into some smaller towns and, the splits are still 60-40 or 50-50, 70-30, or you have the big franchises there and they have franchise fees and things like that. But what we kept seeing over and over again was that agents were selling real estate until they were 65 or 70, and then they didn't have anywhere to go from there. They didn't have anything to show for all of those hard years that they worked. And for me, that's just unacceptable. Like, if you've worked really hard for 20, 30 years in the real estate industry and you put in the work, you should have something to show for that. So we had to get into alignment with someone with a platform that could do that. Because as an individual brokerage, I'll say it again, and I hope individual broker owners are listening in this. Unless you go out and you find VC capital or you find some heavy hitters in the back, but even then, it's still going to be really hard with the way that real estate is going, as we've seen with the consolidations that are happening around the world right now. So if you can find a platform that you can still continue to grow your business and help your people, do it. I promise it's going to be okay.
I have a really interesting question as well, taking a step back as well, because as we've seen, ironic as we're recording these days after, potentially Compass and Purchasing Anywhere real estate and everything that's involved there. You did this. I mean, you still, like you said, did that amount of agents and the level of productivity you did as an independent company. How did you do that? How did you compete with the bigger companies and the legacy brands when you were independent?
So you work smarter, not harder, right? So we were really big on getting our agents into production. And what does that look like? It looks like support. That is what agents need. If an agent has a contract that's about to blow up, they need someone they can call and say, "Hey, Samantha, this contract's about to blow up. What can I do to fix it?" And she can be there and she can say, "Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Agent, this is what I've seen in the past. And as your broker, this is what I would suggest you do." Giving advice, having been there before, having other top performers that you can call. Our top agents, Reagan Skinner, Marcus Payne, Kent Kilco, all of them, Allie Monroe, being able to call a top producer and them to pour back into our agents, having that culture made all the difference. They went out, they spread our story. We valued support so heavily. Having all of our people taken care of was top priority from day one, and that never changed. And I think that even if you go to a larger company, if you still have your support, if you still have your people that you can talk to, that you can rely on, you plus it, right? Now we have a Barry, now we have Adam, we have Rich and Elizabeth and Leo and Amy. So we have all of those people to plus our relationships, not to take away. So I think that's how we kind of beat the bigger players. Another thing is that they overlook the small towns. They think, "Oh, there's a few agents there." Actually, there's a lot of real estate agents in small town Georgia and small town North Carolina and small towns, and they're moving a lot of real estate. And so I think that bigger companies sometimes overlook the smaller places just because, they're just smaller. They're not in Atlanta. They're not a big town like Miami or Jacksonville or somewhere like that. So I think that's how we won as well.
That's really interesting you say that. It sounds clearly like a big missed opportunity, but that's the difference in my experience with eXp as a framework. It's a framework to their support guide your business however you and however your agents want that to look. So with that framework and with the community and with the support, I know it's early days still, but can you talk about more from maybe you and Samantha's side? What support? Because again, you've been and have done it at the top level there. What does that support look like of what you're looking for you guys, and then ultimately all your agents here with eXp?
Oh my gosh. So, best question yet. So, super excited. Samantha is super excited to be able to actually continue to help coach our agents into production. That is her love language. Like, she loves coaching agents into production and answering broker questions. She does not like QuickBooks. She will tell you that. And we do not like meeting with attorneys and tax people and all the things that come with owning a brokerage on the back end. We like actually being in the front lines with the agents. We want to help them. So she's excited about going into production. Everyone always knows that LeAnne recruits, attracts, whatever you want to call it. I love talking to agents and seeing what their business is doing and then being like, okay, so what are you missing? Let's talk about what you're missing and let's talk about how I can fix that problem for you. I like to be a fixer. So if you have a problem with leads, if you have a problem with leverage, if you have a problem with your P&L, bring it to me. Let's look it over and let's fix it. And I would love if I could fix that within the framework of our HRP with eXp Realty. Or if you don't want to be HRP with eXp Realty, you can just be your real estate company with eXp Realty. So I am looking forward to talking to more agents and also being able to talk to more agents in other states, in other countries. I had somebody reach out from New Zealand and I'm like looking on the map, where's New Zealand? Can I fly there? And it's beautiful. So yes, I want to go. So I'm so excited about the opportunity to spread the word more about eXp Realty and how I saw it as a broker owner and how I think agents should see it other than kind of what is portrayed in the media. And then I am super excited for my agents to be able to get just more support. When you are, when you have a small support staff, you can only do so much. Now having the backing of eXp Realty, being able to say, hey, you're having trouble with your Canva. Okay, awesome. Here's a Canva class. Hey, you're having trouble with getting leads or understanding leads. Awesome. Here's making it rain. Here's Revenos. Okay, you want referrals? Let's go network. Let's go into the world, eXp world. Let's just find whatever it is that you're having an issue with or a problem, and let's plug you into eXp systems and let's figure it out together. So I'm really excited about that.
Absolutely, and rightly so. And so, what do you feel? Everyone has different timelines of goals and ambitions and all of that. And for you, obviously, you're bringing an incredible community and amount of really close knit agents and culture together. So, what are the next 6, 12, 18 months, 24 months look like for you? Kind of what's your vision? What's your goal, both big picture and obviously with everybody you're bringing here with you too?
For me, world domination. I'm kidding. Maybe. Yeah. So for my agents, I am really looking for them to be able to grow their referral networks. That is day one big thing. I want them to meet all of the eXp agents everywhere because I know when we told the Georgia broker team that we were moving our brokerage here, they were so excited because they were like, we have people all the time asking if there's people in these towns and we don't really have anybody there yet. And so we are super excited about plugging them into the referral network and them getting all of the referrals. So that for them, just growing their referral network, growing their contract, just talking to top producing agents and seeing how they're overcoming objectives, how they're getting more business, how they're marketing from around the country and from around the world. That is something that I think would be my 2 objectives for them for the first 6 to 12 months is just get your feet in there, learn everything you can and soak it up like a sponge. For me, I really want to either grow HRP with eXp Realty as a whole, like across other states, because obviously now I have the opportunity to do that and continue to grow our culture and who we are. However, I really have a feeling that broker owners out there they're scared to kind of make the move to eXp because they're worried about what their agents are going to think, or, oh my gosh, they're going to change splits or things of that nature. I really would like to get in front of them and say, hey, I'm 100% know where you have been and know where you are. And let me help you through that process because I know how much stress you're under and probably financial liability and things of that nature. There's a better way to do it. And I promise it's not as scary or as bad as you think. So let me hold your hand and let me walk you through it because I want you to be able to experience what I have on the other side. And it's only been 2 weeks now.
Wow.
I want you to be able to experience the other side and what that feels like because it's gonna feel good. So let me help you get there. Let's talk about it.
Well, final question then, LeAnne. So, what are the top, for those people specifically, the top three things that you feel someone has to seek out from where you were, where you are now, experiencing that, seeing the eXp framework platform and plugging into it? What are the top three things that you would recommend anybody watching this, listening to you, that they kind of look at before maybe they give you a call?
Yeah, definitely look at what model you're offering right now versus what eXp offers. I do know that a lot of times people look at the eXp framework and they think, oh, it has to fit in this box. That's not true. So, really do your research about different options that they offer. The second thing I would say is really understand your P&L. You may think that you're cutting even or you're making a little bit of profit, but somewhere along the way, I can tell you that there's something in there that you are probably missing. So get really, really familiar with your P&L. And then the third thing is really pour into your agents and ask them, what do you want? What do you need? What do you feel like we're missing? And don't be worried about asking that question. I think a lot of people get caught up on that. Just ask, hey, if I was to build a brokerage tomorrow, what would you want inside of that brokerage? What are the things that you need? And that is going to lead you to the eXp Realty website, and it is going to find the answer for the things that they said. So those would be the top three things that I would tell them to look at.
Thank you for your transparency. And honestly, finally, what's the best way for someone who wants to learn more about your journey, why you have decided to empower it, what your mission is, and how you can help them on their way? What's the best way for somebody to reach out to you directly?
Yeah. So you can call my cell phone. You can text me. It's 478-973-0423. Or you can find me on Facebook. I am LeAnne Weathers. So just drop me a chat. I am happy to tell you guys all about it.
LeAnne, couldn't be more excited for you. Massive welcome to eXp, and excited for anybody who's going to give you a call so you can help them on their journey too.
Thank you, Barry.